No, okay. Am I live now?
No, wait, I've got to approve the post.
Okay.
Wait. No, it hasn't come through yet. Hang on. Yep, it's come through, so I'm going to hang up right now. Bye.
Bye.
Go.
Hi, everyone. This is Monica. Hi, everyone. Hi, this is Monica, Hampstead Hypnotherapy, and I'm doing a Facebook Live on Laurel Leaf Networking. And it's Monday, it's a brand new day, start of a week, and let's hope it's going to be a good one for all of us. Weather, fingers crossed about the weather. We have got that storm coming through as well. And also don't forget, on Thursday, we've got our networking event at the Clissold. Really looking forward to that. And I think it's almost fully booked. So book your tickets now, just don't miss out. So what else? Who's here? Laurel's here. Who else is here? Is anybody else there? Because what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be talking about stress, how it's a 21st century condition, and how we need not let it get on top of us. I would like to tell you as well about what happened to me on Saturday afternoon, where I think I could have had a nervous breakdown if I actually didn't put into practice what I preach. Hi, Corey, how are you? You're frozen. Am I frozen or are you frozen? Don't quite understand that. Perhaps you're just very cold. I don't know. So hi, Corey. Anybody else? Anyway, Corey, what I was about to just say is I had a terrible stressful experience on Saturday. It was all to do with my computer. I suddenly got a pop-up window, and it said, it pretended it was from Apple Care 24/7, and that I had a virus. And silly me, I don't know, I clicked on it and I got scammed. And I realized I'd been scammed, and at first, and I kept saying to the people I was talking to, oh my God, you're scamming me, you're not Apple. But they said, no, we are, and I allowed myself to be scammed. Now, I could have hit the roof, I could have, in inverted commas, had a nervous breakdown, I could have thrown myself on the floor and said, oh my God, this is terrible, they've stolen money from me. And I let those emotions go. I let them go for a while. I accepted them, because the only way we can let go of something terrible is actually by accepting it, because then we own it. And once we own something, we can get rid of it. So I said, okay, this has happened. And I actually had a glass of wine and I needed it. And then a few hours later, the first thing I did, I phoned my credit card company. And this morning, it's all been fixed. But what I'm trying to say is I didn't let it get on top of me. It was horrible, but I I practiced what I preached, in other words, but also be careful. There's a company out there called Premium Techie Support, and they are actually pretending to be Apple or anybody else or any other Android or whoever or whatever. Don't go to them. You can check them up on Google as well, and they've got some pretty bad reviews. Okay. Hi, Laura. How are you? I see you had a nice walk yesterday in the park with the dog and everyone else. Yes, it was a glorious day. Okay, so what is stress? Stress is a 21st century disease, but we've actually suffered from stress since we first became Homo sapiens. When we were developing, let me give you the background to it. When we were developing into Homo sapiens, human beings, men and women and children, way back then, the system that governed our stress response developed to just handle two stresses: stay fight the saber-toothed tiger, and as I say, get a meal, or maybe run away and maybe become the meal for the tiger. And that was fine then. 2 stressors, fight or flight. We've all heard of fight or flight. Now that system is divided into 2. And I like to describe it because I like visual. I like to describe it. Think of that autonomic nervous system. Think of it as a seesaw. So there we are. There's the seesaw. We're nice and flat and we're jogging along, doing what we did back then. And along comes the tiger. And up goes the seesaw. And that's when adrenaline and cortisol and noradrenalines flood into our system and put us into that stress mode, fight or flight. So we kill the tiger or we run away. But the stress is short-lived. And down comes the seesaw and on we go, hunting and gathering until the next one. Well, fast forward to today, to the 21st century, to modern day living, if you will. We actually have stress 24/7. If it's not one thing, and it's another. You know, the postal people are going on strike. We've got a hurricane coming this way. And, you know, it's just life. So we're going around with a very high seesaw, which means we have adrenaline and cortisol and noradrenaline running around us the whole time. It's not healthy. But also, when we're in that mode, and the body still thinks, because it hasn't evolved, it still thinks it's way back then fighting the tiger, it's going to shut down other systems. The digestive system will shut down. Perfectly sensible. Why? Because when you're fighting the tiger, you're not going to be eating a meal. So it's going to shut it down. So what can happen when we're stressed? Nausea, indigestion, acid reflux, maybe ulcers, IBS, anything to do with the digestive system can go squiffy. Because when you're fighting the tiger, you're not going to be eating a meal. Reproductive system shuts down. Why? Because when you're fighting the tiger, you're not going to be making babies. Very sensible. And so again, anything to do with the reproductive system and having babies becomes rather difficult. Immune system suffers and lots of other things can go wrong, like, you know, bad hair days, nails, eyes dilate, and so on. But what the main thing is that happens with us is we don't breathe properly. You just notice how you guys out there are breathing. How are you breathing? Shallowly? Shallowly most properly. When we breathe shallowly, we don't have proper circulation, including to the brain. You know, and sometimes when we get really, really stressed, we can actually hold our head and say, do you know what? I'm so stressed, I just can't think straight. And we can't. Our seesaw's high. We think we're fighting the tiger. We can't see straight. So, what can we do? Now we actually know it's not our fault. It's not our fault we get all squiffy, get ourselves into a twist. It's not our fault. But we can take control of it. We can do something to rectify that situation. So what can we do to bring down our seesaw? Very simple. Maybe easier said than done, but we breathe. And we need to learn how to breathe from our diaphragm, from that muscle that's just beneath our ribs. And you know, one of the most wonderful words that I ever learned just before I got thrown out of my school choir was intercostal diaphragmatic. We breathe from our intercostal muscles, which are around our side, and our diaphragm. And it's not huge, deep breaths, because then we'd faint. It's just a normal, gentle breath, but using the diaphragm. And just try that now. Hi, Hazel. Laura, all of you, just put your hand on your tummy. Maybe if you want to, close your eyes, but that doesn't matter. Concentrate on your diaphragm. And just very gently take a nice breath in using that diaphragm. Just in and out, and in and out. It's as simple as that. Okay, let's do a little exercise, a little breathing exercise, shall we? You know, when we breathe in, our lungs inflate, and when we breathe out, they deflate. So if you're all okay with balloons, if you know you're fine with them, close your eyes, put your hands on your tummy, and as you gently breathe in, imagine a balloon that's your most favorite color inflate, nice and slowly and controlled. And then breathe out and see the balloon deflate. And again, just breathe in, nice and gently. And again, as you breathe out, see it deflate. Beautiful balloon. And just do that a couple of times, all by yourself. And just notice how much calmer you're feeling with each breath that you breathe out. And just do that until I tell you to stop. Good. Excellent. That feels good, doesn't it? Excellent. So just take a little break now. Open your eyes and just put your hands on your lap. How much better do you feel? Do you feel a little bit calmer now? I do hope so. But you know, quite often you may be feeling stress walking down the street, sitting in a restaurant, sitting on the bus, at your desk. You can't really start pretending you're blowing up and down a balloon. So what you can do, a few things. Suddenly, if you are just feeling that bit of anxiety, a little bit of stress, whether you're standing, whether you're sitting, whatever, take a look around you and just notice 5 things that you can see. Just take that moment, look around, 5 things you can see. Good. Now, 4 things you can touch. Look around, 4 things that you know you can touch. Now check 3 things that you can hear. Maybe a couple of things that you can smell. There's always smells around. So a couple of things you can smell. Yeah. And what about 1 thing you can taste? Now, you know something, I'll give you a trick. You don't have to eat something to be able to taste it. You can just imagine. So, imagine one of your most favorite foods. And concentrate and taste that. So that's another little exercise that you can do. 5 things you can see, 4 things that you can touch, 3 things, can't quite get that right, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. And you can do that anywhere. Has anybody got any questions so far on anything that I've just said? Yeah? No? Okay. All nice and clear for you. So really the first thing to know, stress is a natural state to be in, but don't allow yourself to be overwhelmed by it and to be overcome by it, because And it's what I say, don't allow yourself to be caught up in that whoosh of stuff. You know, life whooshes us. We get caught up like in a cyclone and sucked into things. And that's scary and we can't help ourselves. Don't allow that to happen to you. Physically take a step back. Don't be caught up in the whoosh. How's that? How does that feel? Thank you, Hazel. That's very kind of you. I really appreciate it. That's good. Any questions before I go on to my next thing to give you a really nice treat? No? No questions? Okay, good. Besides doing all of this, as you may often have seen on my posts, I have what I call my toolbox. And I work with clinical hypnotherapy. I should have said this at the beginning, but never mind. Clinical hypnotherapy, NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. I'll answer you in a minute, Hazel. EMDR, and coaching and some mindfulness. So I use a toolbox, and depending what I feel is the best for each client, each individual, I'll use that protocol. Hazel has just asked Monica, and this is very pertinent for all you mums out there. Monica, if you're in a car with 4 loud boys who are arguing and shouting, what's the best way to de-stress? Breathe, Hazel. Hold the steering wheel. Don't take your eyes off the road. Don't close your eyes. Keep on driving, but concentrate on that diaphragm. Concentrate on your diaphragm and breathe. And as you breathe out all anything you don't want, all that rowdiness, just let it go. And breathe in from your feet. Your feet are on the pedals, so you're very well aware of your feet. So breathe up, in through your feet, all the way up, and breathe in newness, freshness. So you're breathing out the stress, anything that's toxic for you, and you're breathing in newness. And that's actually a good way to do it when you are in the car, because you're aware of your feet, you're aware of your hands on the wheel, and you are aware of your tummy. You can block that noise out. So does that answer your question? Do you feel you can do that, Hazel, or anybody else who's driving a car around with a bit of a hullabaloo going on in the background? Is that okay, Hazel? Yes? I know it's difficult. The other thing that you can do is when you're feeling really good about yourself, and we do have days when we feel really good about ourselves, and it can be, you know, as simple as, oh, I've baked a cake and I feel really good about that. Let that feeling of feeling really good grow inside of you. Let it get bigger and let it get stronger. Really feel a good feeling. And when that feeling is really big and strong, press your thumb and index finger together. If you're right-handed, on your right hand, and if you're left-handed, on your left hand. Now press your thumb and index finger together just like that. Can you see? And again, let that feeling grow. Let it get bigger, let it get stronger. And what you'll do, you'll remember that really good feeling. So again, you're driving along, you're feeling really cross with what's going on in the back. Take a breath, press your thumb and finger together, and remember the good feeling that you felt when you baked the cake, for example. And again, that feeling is going to calm you down. Okay? Do you think you guys can do that? Always remember, you know, we're very good as human beings to put ourselves down. Oh, if we think of all the awful things about us, we can reel them off. Somebody says to you, there's only one good thing about you. Oh, do we not want to pick ourselves up? We hum and we ha, and we can't think. Well, do you know what? We actually have more good things about us, more positive attributes than we do negative. So next time you find yourself honing in on your negatives, oh, my hair's not good today. Oh, I've got a spot here. Oh, I don't feel well. All of that. Stop it and start thinking about your positives. You're a good mum. You're good at your work. You're a good cook. You're a good whatever. Feel those good feelings. Always concentrate on your positives. Don't let the negatives bully you. Okay? All right. Any other questions? Oh, I'm glad you'll give that a good go, Jenny. Excellent. Let me know how you get on, Anne Hazel. Any other questions? No? Okay, so I tell you what we're going to, if you haven't got any other questions, you're most probably feeling, middle of Monday morning, I've got the week ahead of me. I am going to give you a nice, calming, little relaxing exercise. It lasts for about 4 minutes. You can find this exercise as well on my Facebook page, on my YouTube channel, and on my website. And so all of you, just take advantage now. Make yourself comfortable. All you need is to be able to hear me. So you can close your eyes, make yourself comfortable, have your feet flat on the floor, and put your hands on your lap, and just close your eyes. Okay. Just take in a nice, comfortable breath, and exhale. Take in another comfortable breath, and exhale. And then one more time, take in a nice, comfortable breath, and exhale. Good. And now just become aware of your body on the chair, or the surface that you're sitting on, or lying on. Just become aware of your body. Become aware of your back against the surface that you're on. Become aware of the backs of your legs, again on the surface that you're on. Become aware of your feet on the floor, or maybe the backs of your ankles on the floor. Just become aware of all of that. Maybe you can hear a clock ticking. If you can, become aware of the clock ticking. And then become aware of your breath coming and going, coming and going. That's it. Maybe you can use as a focal point your nostrils, because that's where the air comes in. So feel the air coming in through your nostrils. Feel it at the back of your throat, all the way down to your abdomen. Become aware of your breath. That breath. That breath. That breath. Nothing to do. Nothing to prove. Nothing to fear. You're just taking time out to take time in and being aware of your breath. That breath. That breath. That breath. Your breath is the focus of your attention. And you know, I know that your mind can tend to wander because that's what minds do. And that's fine. If you find your mind wandering, don't criticize yourself. It's perfectly normal. But when you do find it's wandering, bring your attention back to your breath. That breath. That breath. That breath. Nothing to do. Nothing to prove. Nothing to fear. Just taking time out. To take time in. Being aware of your breath. And then in your own time, but only when you're ready, you can open your eyes, bring your full attention back to your surroundings where you are, and if need be, have a sip of water or a drink or whatever is close at hand. Good. That's it. And if you've got any comments at all about how you're feeling now, just let me know. Oh dear, I'm sorry, sorry, Laura, about that. But okay, this is a perfect example. You were feeling really relaxed, and then you suddenly saw that your dog got your glasses. Now that could be a stressful situation, but what you can do there, this is absolutely wonderful. I'm so pleased you've popped this up. Take a couple of breaths. So what? The dog has got your glasses. It's not going to swallow them because they're too big for it to swallow. Just get up and get them. And while you're doing it, Laura, breathe. Just breathe. And you'll notice how different your reaction is. Because you're not going to become like a banshee. Oh my God, the dog's got my glasses. I'm really pleased you like that, Jenny. Great. Anybody else? Any comments? Anybody else got anything to say? I have got lots more of exercises like that. You will find a lot of them in my book if you haven't already got it. And you can get that from my website or from lots of other places. And I have a little book called My Little Book of Helpfulness, and it's quick, easy exercises to guide you through the stresses and strains of today's living. And I look forward to seeing you all, hopefully, on Thursday evening. Okay, I think that's all, isn't it? I'm glad you're calm as well, Laurel. And no more questions. And if you do as well want any more tips, just get hold of me. You know where I am. Okay, that's it. Bye-bye. It's been an absolute delight and a pleasure to work with all of you this morning. See you Thursday. Bye.